Good evening and welcome to News Center 1 at 10. I'm Brittany Scheck. Adam has the night off. The U.S. Supreme Court today upheld President Obama's health care reform law. The court ruled the most controversial part of the law that will require Americans to buy insurance is legal and constitutional.
And welcome to News Center 1 at 5:30. I'm Adam Uhurnik.
And I'm Brittany Scheck. We begin tonight with that dramatic police video of officers and a nurse trying to save a man's life. The Rapid City Police Department has 7 new police officers. Recently, 6 of them were sworn in. They began classroom training on Monday. The new officers will complete a 15-week training program before receiving their permanent shift assignments for the remainder of their 18-month probation period.
Showers on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think you should do a whole weathercast with basketball jargon, you know?
And you'd really be on top of your game.
Oh! High five, yeah, very good.
The Christmas lights will go every Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the next 3 weekends, and then on the 17th we'll be open every single night through the 31st.
Okay. Well, it's absolutely beautiful out here, and the weather is much nicer than it's been, so make sure you stop out just as soon as you get a chance. Back to you, Krista. The sun may be back out and the snow has stopped falling, but city officials tell me there's still plenty of work to be done. Removing this much snow could end up costing the city anywhere between $150,000 to $200,000.
Within a year after it opens, Main Street Square will need to generate about $500,000 in revenue. Organizers don't see that being a problem, but if it is, they say taxpayers won't be the ones to see the bill.
Rush players tell me the condition of the ice is the difference between a win and a loss. So I thought I'd do my part to give them a smooth start to the new season.
Thanks for joining us. A powerful 8.9 magnitude quake struck northeast Japan today, triggering a massive tsunami that swept over the island nation. NBC's Dan Scheneman reports.
Joining me now is South Dakota Governor Dennis Dugard. Welcome, Governor. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate having you. Now, let's start out. I know you're in town today to go to a fundraiser for the Black Hills Playhouse. Can you tell me where they are in their fundraising process at this point?
Cutting Saturday service would reduce services by 17%. The PRC expects to make a decision in October, but first Congress would have to make a change to current legislation.
You're watching News Center 1.
Good evening. Eric Holder is now the first U.S. Attorney General ever to be held in contempt of Congress. And the Dakota fire continues to burn near Sheridan Lake, but fire crews are making significant progress. Plus, a local cemetery is facing some tough questions after some cases of caskets being buried in the wrong plots. The scene was surreal on Anamosa Street Tuesday afternoon as police cars, fire trucks, patrol and sheriff's vehicles lined the street and neighbors gathered in disbelief. 3 officers were shot after coming into contact with a suspicious group of 4.
At some point during the contact, the male suspect pulled a concealed pistol and fired several rounds. At least one of the officers returned fire and the suspect was struck.
The 3 officers and the suspect were taken to the Rapid City Regional Hospital. One 27-year-old police officer, Nick Armstrong, was critically wounded, underwent surgery, and at last check was in critical condition. Another officer was shot in the side of the face, also underwent surgery, and as of Tuesday night was in stable condition. The 3rd officer involved has passed away.
Shortly after arriving at the hospital, one of the police officers, James Ryan McCandless, 28-year-old, 6-year veteran with the department, was pronounced dead. Ryan came to us from Michigan. He's recently engaged to be married, recently bought a new house, a hobby farm. He'd obtained his master's degree in public administration a couple of years ago. He told me that this, among other things, were in preparation to be chief of police someday when I retire. He's a very bright guy, very capable, and probably could have made that goal a reality.
Chief Allender said losing McCandless was like losing a member of their family.
Ryan paid the ultimate price today. These officers are heroes. I would just ask you and the rest of the community to honor them.
Meeting Mickey is a dream come true for many children, and for one Box Elder family, they were able to do it VIP style thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which grants the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions. Recently, I met with the family to hear the story of how Make-A-Wish offered them hope when they needed it most.
So we went from this being the reality of the journey and of chemotherapy to this being the reality of Make-A-Wish.
Walt Disney World is known as the most magical place on Earth, and after spending a couple of years supporting Noah while he was in treatment for leukemia.
This is my port, and this was what was inside my body, so I could get like meds out of my body and in and out.
An escape was just what the family needed.
And the blessing of Make-A-Wish is that it gives an opportunity to get away from the reality of diagnosis, to get away from the reality of treatment and some of the ugliness that's a part of that.
A lot of what Noah had to go through, it certainly didn't make for smiles and things, and so being on that trip where you would just wake up and you're already smiling.
And more than a year later, the family is still smiling when they think about their trip to Florida.
And I went to stay in this village. They had a pool and a park, and then we got to eat ice cream for breakfast.
I went with my Mickey. You went for Mickey, didn't you? You were coming for big Mickey.
Like more than half of the wishes granted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, theirs required air travel, which was actually one of the more memorable parts of the trip for Noah and his sister.
All the rides and stuff, riding in the limo, getting on an airplane for a while.
And I went on the airplane with my mama.
Each trip comes at the average cost of more than $7,000, much of which is airfare. But now the foundation is working to grant even more wishes through the Wishes in Flight campaign, which encourages people to donate air miles.
Anyone that can donate air miles, it's much appreciated, and it makes those trips that much more possible.
A chance to bring families together and help them to escape reality.
So it was one of those exciting, hopeful things that we could do and look forward to.
It's the trip of a lifetime. It's the dream of a lifetime for many families to be able to go someplace like that and do the many things that we did.
To donate your air miles now and help make more wishes like Noah's come true, just log on to our website at newscenter1.tv, where you'll find a blue Make-A-Wish link on our homepage to the South Dakota chapter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.